Hi, ho everyone, my name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to GG Over Easy, episode 128. In today's episode, I adjust my camera so you can see my dog a little bit sometimes. We discuss E3 being canceled, Moon Knight a little bit,
Elden Ring again, some
Elden
Lego
Ring,
Star Wars,
Lego Star Wars, Blue's Truth about the
Halo
Dream
Infinite.
Team, Halo Infinite, Call of Duty and NFTs, Craig Robinson comedy show, Jada
Mr. Fruit got bit by a
Smith
dog?
back at it again. I did. We all did. All of us got bit.
Protein parts.
Blue smells good. Some questions and answers. How do we like our burritos and much more. Stay tuned. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Where there is light, there is always a shadow, and in the darkness looms something large. If you know the names like Thor, Loki, and Odin, just wait till you hear the tales of how they came to be and how they came to end. Echoes of History Ragnarok is a historical podcast inspired by the video game Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dawn of Ragnarok. It's the second season of Ubisoft's popular podcast Echoes of History. Dive into otherworldly 9 realms, hear about fantastic creatures that live in this universe, and tag along on adventures of the gods that rule upon them, including, of course, Thor, Odin, and Loki. Find the Echoes of History podcast whenever you get your podcast. You can binge all 5 episodes right now, as well as the first season about Vikings. Search for Echoes of History wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe and listen to it as soon as you can. Planning ahead for a big expense? Don't put those car repairs or medical bills on high-interest credit cards. Credit Karma can help you look for a low-interest personal loan that could save you money while paying off your purchase. Credit Karma uses your credit data to find loan offers that personalize to you, so you can find a better idea of what loan amount you can get approved for. Credit Karma will even show you your chances of approval, so you can choose between loan offers that you're more likely to get approved and apply with more confidence. Comparing loan offers on Credit Karma is 100% free, won't affect your credit score, and could save you money. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence today. So are you ready to apply? Head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see personalized offers. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers. I'm staying in a lot more than usual, but that doesn't mean I'm not busy or that I want to spend all the time in the kitchen. Luckily, I don't have to meal plan or prep, and I can still eat well now that I leave my meals to Factor. Factor makes it easy for me to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen prepared meals that are so delicious you wouldn't believe that they're actually good for you. Factor saves me time by delivering chef-crafted meals to my doorstep, eliminating the hassle of grocery shopping and meal prep, not to mention cleanup, no dishes to wash here. Each Factor meal arrives pre-prepared and ready to eat in 2 minutes. That's even faster than ordering in. And with more than 29 meal options per week, I never get bored. Head to go.factor75.com/GG120 and use the code GG120 to get $120 off. That's code GG120 at go.factor75.com/GG120 for $120 off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 128. And in today's episode, we talk about we're going to talk. I'm not for certain.
All kinds of stuff. I just... Does it make you guys sad dropping your pets off at the vet? I had to drop Willow off this morning, even though it's just for a normal procedure, like just the teeth cleaning thing. She still has to go under anesthesia. It just makes me sad.
I actually had to do the same thing for Boomy because he had like one of his teeth was impacted. So they had to actually get it taken out. And so when I had to drop him off, they were like, yeah, just come back in a couple hours. Yo, actually, that's not true. I straight up started getting teary-eyed when I had to drop him off. That was like the first time I had to not be with him in like his 3 months of life.
Yeah.
I
wish you could pan down just a little bit more, Christian. I can see
You can see
the tips of the ears.
Yeah. You're just sitting here chilling.
Is that Olive, I'm assuming?
No, this one's Appa. Olive is behind the chair on her little rug thing.
Okay.
Now she's like,
did they fight over that spot or no?
Not really. It's just whoever got up there first.
I thought it might have been like the toy thing, like, hey, you had it first, but that's mine.
Now this one, yeah, they respect. think it's because there's too much
It's
trouble.
very much more diplomatic.
Yeah.
With
They're like,
lands.
all right, well, there's we'll be diplomatic about this.
And then the toy, it's just free.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that
it's-
is no.
Yeah, no, it with Appa, it's not too bad dropping him off. Because he just doesn't care. And everybody there loves him. They always talk about it. He's like, he's the sweetest, cutest dog we ever have. Oh, everybody loves him. And he's like hamming it up in the back apparently whenever he's there.
Just having a good time. It's
That
like,
old
oh,
ladies,
like,
man.
hey,
Yeah, he's just like, hey.
I'm here.
Meanwhile, I don't like to drop off Olive because it's like she looks
in
at
her
you.
hell.
She looks at you like, I will never forgive you. She's like, you're waiting to go in, and she's like,
Did she like know the parking lot? Like,
yeah, she immediately knows. And then she's just shaking up a storm, won't do anything, won't move. Then you have to like,
so
they literally
it's
have
like, Claire, you're taking Olive to the vet, so I don't have to see that.
Yeah. And then normally they take the dog back, but with Olive, they're like, you have to leave because otherwise she'll sit there and they have to drag her. Yeah. So we have to leave first before they'll take her back. It's just like, and you walk away and you look back and she's just sitting there watching you leave. Like,
I will never forgive you.
Yeah.
You too. Like,
so sometimes, like, it's usually earlier in the morning. I'm up earlier, so I drop him off sometimes. And if it's Olive, Claire will be like, oh, well, don't worry about it. I'll pick her up in the afternoon. I'm like, no.
I'll pick her
You don't get to pick. You don't get to be the savior.
Make sure.
Yeah, I dropped her off. She's going to know I came back for her. All right. She will know I did not abandon her. But no,
yeah, just had me curious because that's why I was a little late this morning.
Yeah. But you know what's not late?
Ooh, my period.
That's a good thing, I guess.
What have I told you? You need to.
Cycles are timing.
Trying to figure out on this list which one leads best to not late. Because it's not late, it's canceled.
Oh,
E3.
E3.
Which just was announced.
I'm surprised
for like last
it wasn't
podcast,
canceled sooner.
Yeah.
Maybe
2 years too late.
Well, it's come back next year. They're just not doing anything this year. They already announced it. Yeah, it's coming back.
Oh, really?
Year. Yeah.
But like, see, my thing is like, is this gonna just give like video game, like Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, just another reason to be like, why do we need to be at this show? Like, we can just have direct, Sony.
I think at this point it's been like that. It's been so decentralized that nobody is really like, oh no, not E3, because I know I'm not like.
Dude, E3 used to be like this wonderland, like, yo, E3 starts tomorrow. I'm not doing anything but watching G4
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it was massive. But now, like, companies have their own, like, they're just like, you know what? I'll fucking do whatever I want. And then
I'll just tweet out. Like, I'll just tweet it.
I mean, we still have events, right? Like, I know, how do you say his name? Geoff Knightley.
Jeff Knightley.
Jeff Knightley. He's probably gonna do some
Video Game Awards
this year too.
Oh yeah,
true. Which like kind of tried to take the place of E3. Not necessarily try to take the place, but like have something where people could like, you know. And then I don't know. It's just E3's like kind of a relic of the past now. Everyone just does their own thing, and you know it's not good or bad. It's just different. Sign of the times, boys. Sign of the times.
Yeah, I just have. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's like, what can E3 possibly do and show me that I just don't already know about? Like, I don't know. It's just so different gaming nowadays that like, is E3 even necessary? Like, we have the video games awards. You have like PAX and stuff like that, where it's a lot more. I wouldn't say accessible, but just I feel like a lot more people are willing to go to those type of things, and you could be there as Sony or be there as Xbox or be there as Nintendo rather than having to. I don't know if you pay to be at E3 or things like that. I don't know the critiques, but I'm not really missing E3.
Yeah, I don't know. I like. Part of me wants to E3 to remain around just because having one centralized event was so cool, but Mr. Fruit, put those guns away, bro. Jesus.
You gotta like move the mic though. For the audio listeners like Joey, Mr. Fruit is now panning his camera for the first time. That is, I think, believed mounted to something.
Mr. Fruit is starting his first post on OnlyFans.
What's out?
Speaking of OnlyFans, I haven't been to the gym in like a month. I am wasting money on a gym membership at the moment.
I have started jump roping, and it's been quite nice.
I hate jump rope. I'm really bad at it.
Yeah, I fucking hate it too, because I feel like I'm... They really... like, you think, like, oh, I could jump rope. I used to jump rope all the time as a kid. Bro, no. Absolutely. I can't do that. But it is a full body workout. And
great cardio.
Really nice. Great full body. You use every muscle.
My knees are
so if you want to target
screaming
everything,
thinking about it.
Yeah, just great for me. I can go like maybe 2 minutes, and then I actually like collapse on the floor into a pile of goo, and then I try again. Try again. It's awful.
Oh, Mr. Fruit, thoughts on E3 being gone?
Yeah. I think it's nice to have around for the industry. It's a centralized time for everyone to come together, and people can kind of expect to see some certain things, but it's not make or break the same way it used to be 10, 15 years ago.
Yep.
Like back then when G4 did it, that's because that was the only way you got coverage. Wasn't open to the public. We didn't have the same news outlets and internet and access to all the information like we did today. So it was way bigger. But now it's just like, oh, I've already seen this. Oh yeah, that's really. Oh yeah, it's kind of the same way, honestly. With like, think about like movie trailers. Like used to, I'd be like, yo, we got to go early. I want to see all the trailers.
Yeah,
and now I go the trailers before a movie.
But now I go, I'm like, I've seen this 20 times already online. I saw when it came out. Now I don't even care. Like none of this is new to me. It used to be like,
you show up not to the trailers then?
No, I just don't want to be late, so I'm usually there.
Okay.
But I don't pay attention. But it used to be like, yo, with like this new movie, the first trailer for so and so is going to be before it, like, and now it's the only way you can see it. Like, you gotta go see it. So then you go, kind of that same way. Now it's like, I saw the game trailer when it released. I already saw the news.
Sony and then it's like the only way you could really see that trailer again was to go see the movie again. So it's just like one time in your head, like, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
Have you? That makes me wonder. So I went back and like looked up like old movie trailers like from the 90s and early 2000s. How come you don't see any trailers like this anymore? There's a man who's alive and wakes up in a day. Like there's
to be
like
fair, that was early 2000s too.
Are just very
that was very early 2000s where they literally had the narrator tell you the plot of the movie. Which now you
don't see that anymore ever.
Well, I mean,
for a reason.
Back then it was like they're literally selling you the movie off of the plot, whereas nowadays it's like trailers have become like an art of their own, that they're less and less like, I don't know, like trailers are even more so about, hey, how many people can we get to watch this fucking movie? And a lot of them just like give off the entire movie to blow their load early. Right? So like when you give away that much of a movie, you don't really need a narrator telling you what's going to happen.
Well,
because early 2000s, they didn't really like visually, they didn't give off like a ton from the movie. So like they had, the narrator was like, yo, I'm gonna let me hit you with some hot exposition, big guy.
Ironically, it still prevailed through early 2000s, but the movie that changed most of that was Inception. Inception was one of the first movie trailers to let the actual movie clips and stuff tell the story, and then infamously included their during a movie trailer. So like and then cut and everything.
And now every movie does the in a world.
And I remember studying it back then, but
fucking
it was around there
Nolan, all. Dude, changing the game again, dude.
Yeah. I just was thinking about that the other day.
So now instead of the narrator, we have
Let me just
the
spoil the
same
whole plot.
Well, I mean, it kind of did that before, but we have the same formula that every trailer now follows. It's just different. It's not narrator. It's like start with ominous music opening, no dialogue, see our characters kind of thing, a couple seconds, and then switch to thing, and then introduce problem. Whoa, what are we gonna? And then
Action.
Like,
and then,
have you ever shit yourself?
like
We gotta go shitter. Like we.
And then
we
after
gotta go
shit harder. Shit
after
longer.
about like 50 seconds, the rest of the trailer is just Omega spoilers. They're like, we don't even care. You're gonna see everything. You're like, Jesus. And
One
that's it today.
of the best trailers that I did see that like made me want to go see it was that Goat movie. The one that the trailer you thought was so dumb. I thought that trailer was so sick. I was like, that was the perfect trailer.
Have you seen it?
No, I didn't. I'd never. Well, I think I read some reviews on it, and somebody, a trusted movie source that I had, said it was fucking stupid. So I was pretty upset by it.
I'm shocked to hear that, frankly.
Well, see, I don't like scary movies where it's like, boo. It's more so like
psychological thriller,
twisted, like weird, makes me uncomfortable.
Psychological,
you know? Yeah.
I love psychological horror,
but I don't watch a lot of that because it scares me.
Well, speaking of psychological horror, Moon Knight episode 2 came out. Have you guys seen it?
Oh, I have.
I really like this show. I will say, for me, the plot is a little bit old. Because it's the same fucking plot as Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Of, hey, this guy is giving people good things. We are going to spend the entirety of the series telling you why he's actually not so good.
Well,
again,
I liked it, but I am kind of getting, like Blue said, sick of the Marvel tropes that I keep seeing. That it's like, ooh, item, very special, important item.
Yeah, exactly.
Character has item. Whoa, how did I get this? Bad guy wants said item.
But he's not actually bad. He actually seems kind of good, but there's more to him than meets the eye.
Yeah, is he really the bad guy? Is there a true bad pulling the strings on that guy? Like,
yeah, who's actually bad here?
And I don't. It's not that I don't like the action sequences. I just want more. I'm kind of sick of the whole like, let me in. No, don't let him in. Like, I'm never letting you in, but like, let me in. But like, now it's just like, let him in and let's see some ass kicking. But I don't know a lot about Moon Knight either. So I also do love the little bird skull guy. I forget what his name is. Like, it's something crazy.
Egyptian god.
The god's name, yeah. Like,
I liked it. So
I think it's really good. I'm very excited to see what happens. I'm just a little like
over the tropes.
Well, problem though, I mean, we've talked about this. At some point, every story's been told.
Yeah.
So
well, and that's what like comic books kind of got in the same tropes as other comic books. Is they all follow the same kind of formula. So I don't know what I'm expecting. You know.
I like Oscar Isaac's performance though. I think he's killing it.
Oscar Isaac, insane actor. Also, there's a tweet that said where they were like, "Hey, how do you feel about your fans calling you daddy?" And he was like, "Huh, I didn't know my fans call me that, but they're free to call me that." And because of his absolutely normal muted response, everyone was like, "Oh my god, thank you so much, daddy."
Thanks, dad. Like,
exactly.
He doesn't know what can of worms he just opened.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, "Oh, okay, well, you guys can call me daddy if you want." Imagine if one of us had that level of following where that like your fans just called you daddy, and you just said, "Hey, you guys can call me daddy if you want."
I mean, you probably could, Blue. If you got like a solid VTuber model, you could definitely get one of those God persona type things and be like, "Call me daddy," and people would call you daddy.
Here's the weird thing. I get so many thirst DMs, and it's like, you guys don't even know what I look like, nor would you want to know what I look like.
I disagree.
It's all in the voice.
all of the of us three.
What the?
Oh, he's back.
Oh, I thought
What
like
the
his Discord,
fuck?
like I thought he lost internet or power.
No, it was
Mr.
just.
Fruit?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
It was just this because like I'm on Discord, my other thing too. I'm just chilling there. I'm like, where the fuck should I go?
Where did I go?
I'm back. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was, but
But yeah, I can easily tell you of the three main dream team members, I'm easily the least attractive. So stop
False.
with the
First of
weird.
all, you're letting society's status quo of attractiveness affect that scale.
just ask
Yeah,
Claire.
anyways,
I
so-
am ugly on the inside. All right, so she's
That's-
like Jesus.
If it wasn't for League.
If it wasn't for League, he's gold, ladies.
Speaking of
League.
I was trying to think of a segue. Well,
Segue. Speaking of segues, speaking of
hating your life because you were talking about League. I hate the fact that apparently Call of Duty is looking into NFTs. Of course, they are.
Oh my god! I mean, obviously,
Of course,
That craze hasn't died yet.
No.
I feel like it's like 2 NFTs are worth millions, and then the rest just kind of.
I think
people are getting stuck with.
Game developers are still trying to figure out how they can get as much money from
Just
this.
do CS. I don't get it. Why? Like, just do what CS:GO. If you really want, like that kind of.
I gotta agree.
If you want that sort of like, oh, whoa, like this is individually my own thing. Just do what CS:GO does. Make your own market. Like,
it's hard because so much of that market is like it's easy for them to get a quick cut because of the Steam marketplace. But yeah, I don't know. People are like really overcomplicating NFTs when like Team Fortress 2 and CS did it without
I think
directly asking for money.
I think the problem, one, is they would have to build their entire marketplace ecosystem because just like that, like for TF2 and CSGO works because it's all going through Valve and Valve already owns the game. So for them, it's nothing.
And they own games. They don't even just, like they own like,
so, like
everything.
If, I don't know, X game that's on Steam wants to do that, they either have to figure out their own entire ecosystem that handles transactions like that, or they go through Steam, at which case X amount, it's probably
Steam
enough where
gets,
they
like
don't
4
want
or
to.
5% of every transaction basically ever.
Yeah, enough that where they're like, well, we don't want to do that. So I think that's part of it. And then also, if I'm not mistaken, even CSGO has been looked at a lot. It interferes with a lot of international gambling laws.
It does.
So you then enter territory where you have to skirt around every specific.
So in some countries, you know how like a CS:GO case goes, it'll have like a thing in the middle, and it's kind of like a slot machine almost, and things kind of go to the side. In a lot of countries that have a lot of like gambling rules, it's an X-ray instead. So it takes the case, puts it behind an X-ray, and the X-ray will show you what's in the case, rather than like a roulette kind of thing.
Right.
So that's how they get around that in like countries like I think like Belgium has it, Denmark, a lot of like Eastern European countries.
Well, and they're only cracking down on it more. So maybe that's what they're thinking. Or, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just don't see the value there. And maybe part of that, too, is because NFTs are so new, regulations and all that stuff. Yeah. Who knows? They can just kind of...
Yeah, and like I think that's the biggest thing is the regulations on NFT are nearly non-existent because they are so new. So it's a lot easier to get away with just absolutely, hey guys, it's collectible. It's totally fine that it's worth actual jack shit, but this receipt is worth $100.
Like, what would an NFT in a game have to look like for a casual like you guys to even be like, oh, like that looks cool, like I would buy that for my character?
I mean, for me, the thing in games is like the level of NFTs directly. How do I word this? NFTs directly like contrast to what the idea of like accomplishment in games is, right?
True.
So like, oh, I accomplished something to get this, right? Like, oh, I cleared an ultimate to get this really cool
I
weapon.
got 1,000
Whereas
headshots.
NFTs is like, hey, you got this because you bought it and it was a limited time buy. It's a rare buy. You know what I mean? So it doesn't like, for me personally, my video game excitement comes from what I get from completing something that required me to show a level of skill that is like, oh wow, that guy's so cool. He did this, right? And with NFTs, like, yeah, buying items on the store for everyone to buy at the same price is fair. So I don't mind that at all. But when you start acting like when you start like essentially throwing capitalism into how the perception of status is in a game, when you start throwing it into like that's the whole reason I play games is that like that has nothing to do with it. Is I can just be good at something and that's what gives me my satisfaction versus now you're like I already deal with capitalism enough. I don't want to have to see like, oh my god, well that dude has the fucking Gringle Grangle piss monster 4,000. He
Old
spent
car statue.
1,000 on that and now it's worth 10,000. Like if I saw that person in game, I would absolutely grief the fuck out of them. I'm making their life
It's like,
miserable in the
wow.
game. It's like you're the worst. Shut up.
See, like I'm on
So
like both sides. Like I love like getting something like I accomplished. Like hey, like I got 1,000 headshots and now I get fall camo. But I also like, hey, you own this thing because you paid a lot of money for it, and it's a very rare gun that only like you have that not many people in the lobby will have. I
but
also
see
get that like
but
part of it.
even CS:GO, right? You get varying degrees. Like even though there's very
Yeah,
few that are hyper rare, right?
yeah,
You can still get cheap versions that are essentially the same thing.
yeah.
And
You can
you
get like
know,
the most expensive op is probably like $7,000 that like I can think of off the top of my head, and you could get an op that's $5 like that just
that
doesn't
is
look the
almost the
same.
same thing,
Yeah,
right?
they just different skins.
So it's not like you are locked out of having it because of status. It's like, okay, well, you can't get like the pinnacle version of it that is super rare. So that doesn't hurt as much for me, right? But and then I could see where the line gets drawn where it's like, well, I mean, you already participated in it, so like what's the problem? But it's like I don't
You
know, dude. It's like the issue is such a slippery slope
Yeah,
where the
I just hate
line is so
NFTs.
thin, but the repercussions are just absurd. Yeah, that's my take on it. I hate NFTs. I think they're dumb,
If you really want like
and they
an
clearly don't
NFT,
work.
yeah, if you
Did you
want,
guys see the Ghost Recon
yeah,
Wildlands or
of
Breakpoint?
course
Whatever
I
the
did.
fuck
I
the
mean, whatever they were gonna put in that game was gonna
they're
fail.
like
Like,
they literally stopped supporting. They're like, yeah, so the NFT didn't work out. Grats to all the people who have it, I guess, and the 5 people who play this game.
peace.
It's like you own it, but what's it gonna do for you? It doesn't do anything.
Well, and that's like what people say. Like when CS:GO it dies or something, it's like okay, you bought this $7,000 op. Well, now guess what? It's worthless now because no one plays the game. Like so. And my thinking is like if you really want some sort of NFT like unique kind of thing, that's kind of the only way to go about it. Because as soon as you say NFT to the gaming community, they're just gonna immediately hate you. And
Well,
but
no,
if you
there are
try and do
some
something,
NFT bros that are for it, but
well, yeah,
it's not
I
like the
would say, but
entire,
like
but I
it,
would say
I
majority.
would say a minority are for it.
Yeah.
But I would say if you tried to do something like this, where it was like, hey, like there's these cases and each gun, like sure you're gonna have a lot of people pissed off as well, but you also are gonna try and do it in that sort of way. But CS:GO's market has been going for I think 8 years, 9 years now to kind of make what it is today. So it didn't happen in 2 days. I couldn't tell you what it was like then, and people were pissed off about it then. I'm sure they were. I mean, because sometimes you spend $1 and you get a gun that's worth 2 cents, or you get a gun that's worth, or a knife that's worth $1,000. And I don't know. I just don't think NFTs have any place in video gaming like at all.
I would just need to see it implemented well, because so far all the talks or things we've seen isn't implementing it well, and it just seems
Yeah.
anti-consumer. So
I think it can absolutely work
but then you also it's
5
still
years down the road.
yeah, it's still ethical problems too. Is like, is it still so taxing and bad for the environment? Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's just so many. It's not like the problem is right now too. All these companies are like, oh, we see NFTs as something to elevate gaming. It's like we see NFTs as a way to make more money.
Yeah, and
That-
like you could,
just go mask off. Just tell us how it is.
and like
Don't be
what
like
what you
"Ooh,
could
it's
do is
weird."
like just introduce it like CS:GO. Okay, every season in Call of Duty, like there's a collection, and like just like in CS:GO, there's a collection or an operation, and in that collection, there's these cases that people can buy, which people have shown they've like are willing to buy. And it has a varying degree of weapons and stuff. And if you really want to introduce some sort of NFT factor to it, you can have whatever the coverts or whatever the super rare ones that people open up very rarely. You could have some sort of attachment little code to it or something. I mean, you don't need that, but if that's something you really need, like go for it. But you make already way more money with these stupid ass skins that people pay $20 a pair for. So just keep doing that.
I'd rather you just like straight up be like the Fortnite effect, right? Where it's like, hey, here's just fucking give
Everything.
us your money. Just fucking give us your money, dude. Here,
Just
hey,
will.
$20 skin. Yeah, this is a sick fucking $20 skin. Give us your money. League of Legends, same shit. Hey, I see you like this character. Here's a $50 skin, baby. Fucking fuck that shit.
There aren't any
Pokemon
$50
Unite.
skins, but
Stupid.
$50 skins?
$40 skins, dude.
see,
But the
that's
$50
crazy.
skins
That,
like actually
skins.
change things, right?
no,
Like,
there's not. That's what I'm saying. There's no skin in League that's even that expensive.
Well,
The ultimate skins, and there are 5 in the game, I believe, are $30.
okay,
and
well, guess
those-
what? Pokemon Unite, $35 skins,
Yeah, it's
baby.
ridiculous. Like
that one-
Absolutely absurd.
I would say that was
But-
the most egregious I had ever seen.
Absolutely so egregious. But I'd rather have them
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
straight
yes.
up be like, hey, this is a free to play game. This is a real expensive skin.
Like,
Just pay $35 for
like-
it. If you like it enough, you're gonna spend it. But not like, hey, imagine if this game was an NFT. That'd be so cool. Fuck you, no, it wouldn't.
like
That'd
that's
be stupid.
shameless. But like NFT is even more shameless.
Is way
Like-
more shameless.
Like, you know, it's
I'd
like
rather the
you-
lesser of two evils.
Like I was watching Ruben stream the other day, and he added his title "New Event," like Overwatch event, like let's go. And he's like looking at all the skins, and I go, "Show me the new skins." He shows me all the new skins, and they're all recolors.
Oh, they're
of
recolors.
reskins of past events, and they're all just white versions of past skins.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, like,
What else are they gonna do?
what
at
like
this point?
2 people are currently supporting content.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people, and it makes sense. It's like they have next to nobody helping out with that right now. And so the art team's like, God, we don't have time. We don't. Can we color it different? They're like, we might have enough time. And it's like this dude and that dude. And they're like, okay,
Hey
let's try.
guys, we haven't had an event in about 6 years. We should do something. John and Jason, can you guys make something?
Like,
I'll
any
bet.
any
Yeah,
volunteers?
The two stoner guys in the back, like what?
You two, huh?
Why don't we just make it white?
It is funny though. During their announcement or one of their streams or something about Overwatch 2 recently, they joked about like as much fun as it would be, to play Junkenstein's Revenge for the 7th year in a row, whatever. They were talking about actually, because I feel like the problem too when Overwatch came out, I think we kind of talked about it, was it was kind of towards the beginning and craze of live service games, but they weren't exactly a live service game, but they kind of wanted to support it that way, but it ended up being like neither. And so I think what they talked about now too is specifically making sure that when the game launches, we'll have content and things to come regularly for a long time, and it's not like
Yeah, like I hope we don't
spurt.
get Junkenstein. Like if we get like a let's say some different version of Junkenstein in October for Overwatch 2. Come next October, I better see something different than the same thing you gave us last October. Like it can't be like that. And I almost want something, call me crazy. I want events like Fortnite and Overwatch 2. Now, I don't know how that can be done.
No one can do that. No one can do that because Epic literally has infinite printing. They have a printing. They have a money
Activision
printer.
does it?
Not like
I
Epic.
mean-
Right
I
this
mean-
point.
I mean, they have tried to do that with Warzone and stuff. And while it is kind of cool, it's still nothing like even Bungie with all their stuff tried to do like their
bro.
live thing, and that
Like-
happened to be like 2 hours of watching a PNG move.
Yeah,
That was so cringe, yo.
I just think we also underestimate how hard it is to implement something like that.
100%.
And not only that, but for like I think it's only viable at the very top, like Fortnite, or I think Call of Duty, because the return on
Yeah, for, like,
investment.
the biggest games in the world. Like
Why doesn't Final
biggest.
Fantasy do that, Blue? Does Final Fantasy do that?
The amount of content they put out, but okay, see, so that's different, right? Because FF absolutely puts out an absurd amount of like visual content. Every patch, every X pack, it's absurd the amount of work that goes into it. But that's the same deal. Like, because it is a subscription based game, they're able to do that.
Yeah.
Right? People put in money. I put in a lot of money in FF, and I feel like that money is used because the sheer amount of content I get in FF, maybe it's not always a ton of content, but like when big patches come out, like I'm like, holy fuck, I have a fuck ton to do like every couple months.
Do you think making COD or something like that, a subscription-based game, would fix
It
kind
would-
of
well,
problems
that's-
we
it's
see in
just a
gaming
different-
today?
It's just a different business approach because Epic can be a free to play game and they can put out absurd amount of content because Fortnite is
Exploit.
the biggest shooter in the world and it's not even close, right? So versus like an MMO where their content cycle is possible because they have subscribers. It's just different, right? And I mean, even then, like FF has like a free trial, but like the intention is right. Hey, we want you to eventually subscribe if you like the game. Versus Fortnite is like, we're going to have such a sheer amount of players playing our game and have like death by 1,000 cuts, or what's the opposite of death by 1,000 cuts? We're gonna make so much money off of so many people dropping like $5 here and there, but only they can do that because they're just such a massive. It's Fortnite, dude. It's Fortnite.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Fellas, have you started spring cleaning yet? The carpets need cleaning, the drapes need dusting, and your lawn needs mowing. Spring has sprung, and the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming have the best tools for cleaning aisle 5 in your pants. Time to clear out your winter brush and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG. Manscaped has the full package you need for the spring cleaning this year. The Performance Package 4.0 is the only tool you need to keep your boys clean and looking and smelling fresh like tulips your partner wants. To start off the spring cleaning, use the Manscaped Lawn 4.0 trimmer to get the most precise shave on your hedges. It also comes with the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver. The start of spring also marks the start of Testicular Cancer Awareness Month in April. Manscaped has partnered with Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer and men's health and early cancer detection. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. Where there is light, there is always a shadow, and in the darkness looms something large. If you know the names like Thor, Loki, and Odin, just wait till you hear the tales of how they came to be and how they came to end. Echoes of History Ragnarok is a historical podcast inspired by the video game Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dawn of Ragnarok. It's the second season of Ubisoft's popular podcast Echoes of History. Dive into otherworldly 9 realms, hear about fantastic creatures that live in this universe, and tag along on adventures of the gods that rule upon them, including, of course, Thor, Odin, and Loki. Find the Echoes of History podcast whenever you get your podcast. You can binge all 5 episodes right now, as well as the first season about Vikings. Search for Echoes of History wherever you listen to podcasts. subscribe and listen to it as soon as you can. Planning ahead for a big expense? Don't put those car repairs or medical bills on high-interest credit cards. Credit Karma can help you look for a low-interest personal loan that could save you money while paying off your purchase. Credit Karma uses your credit data to find loan offers that personalize to you, so you can find a better idea of what loan amount you can get approved for. Credit Karma will even show you your chances of approval, so you can choose between loan offers that you're more likely to get approved and apply with more confidence. Comparing loan offers on Credit Karma is 100% free, won't affect your credit score, and could save you money. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence today. So are you ready to apply? Head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see personalized offers. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers. I'm staying in a lot more than usual, but that doesn't mean I'm not busy or that I want to spend all the time in the kitchen. Luckily, I don't have to meal plan or prep, and I can still eat well now that I leave my meals to Factor. Factor makes it easy for me to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen, prepared meals that are so delicious you wouldn't believe that they're actually good for you. Factor saves me time by delivering chef-crafted meals to my doorstep, eliminating the hassle of grocery shopping and meal prep, not to mention cleanup, no dishes to wash here. Each Factor meal arrives pre-prepared and ready to eat in 2 minutes. That's even faster than ordering in. And with more than 29 meal options per week, I never get bored. Head to go.factor75.com/GG120 and use the code GG120 to get $120 off. That's code GG120 at go.factor75.com/GG120 for $120 off.
I think it's the same thing with Call of Duty. Like, they'll never make Warzone a paywall because they want as many people as possible. I mean, it's just like mobile games and stuff too. It's like you make it free to play. You know, back in my day, 99% of like iTouch and iPhone games were paid for, because it's usually like you pay $1 or $2 and then you get the app and that's it. But then they realized, wait a second, if we make it free to play, but then just add microtransactions, we actually end up making more money.
Yeah.
And same thing with gaming now. It's like, I think there's an argument for most games that like are multiplayer, live service, anything like that, should be free to play, because you want barrier to entry to be as low as possible. Like in this case, it's literally just like own some sort of gaming platform, whether it be just a console or a PC, semi-powerful enough to download, and then that's all they need to do, and they can play immediately. Make it so they can play with friends, and then you try and rope them in. To like buy things, but ideally the game is there. You lay it out for them. Like, I don't know. I still think Overwatch should be free to play, but you know, what do I know? Like Overwatch 2, I think it's still going to be like the $40 or whatever, which isn't like massive. And I guess it's Blizzard too, so why do they care? But lower barrier to entry, and then just go more into customization. Like, I think they could add more ways that people would be willing to pay money and customize themselves, and then
Did we get Overwatch 2 this year?
PvP. I'll say by
Certainly hope
end
so.
of the year. Yeah.
Or else Ruben might actually not live to see another year. Poor guy.
And that's why we've adopted Ruben, because we know he's our in over there. You know, like. Right, we just slide right in.
Closed beta's in like 3 weeks, I think.
It's like in a couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll wager that lasts. Oh God, I'm trying to think. Well, if it's like the original Overwatch, that one kind of ran for a while. I don't know. I'm gonna say like a month maybe, and then it'll go away, and then something tells me they'll do an open beta. But then I'd like to think that then they're like, okay, well, game's coming out. But I'll say before December this year, sometime this year, I think.
I think we see it November.
The PvE though, I think that's next year.
Okay, here's a real question. Okay, do we get Forge in Halo this year?
It's a good question. I would like to
that
think
game
so.
Sucks.
Well, I was going to talk about. I had some segue, and then we kept talking. Because I have it written down here, Halo. The trailer for season 2 Lone Wolf just came out.
Oh, it did? I haven't seen it.
It's like 20 seconds of just like gameplay, it's not much.
Oh.
But more people are just talking about it and stuff. I'm like, Jesus, like, way to just like, how do you mess this up? And I feel like this is a way too that you don't do games as a service, because it's kind of like the problem Overwatch had, except quicker, because at least Overwatch had content to come out. Halo Infinite came out solid, like, okay, let's see where this goes. 6-7 months later, nothing has changed, and now they're adding their first season or their first new season or whatever, and it adds 2 maps, 1 arena, 1 big team.
Wait, what? 2 maps?
Yeah, and that's it. I don't think there's like any new weapons. They're like new game modes, aka like Infection, which we've had in every Halo from the start.
I'm pulling up my Steam right now to see how much playtime I had in Halo Infinite.
It's just, that's like not the way you go about it. You don't release it and then it's a live service. It's free to play. And then nothing happens for so long. And now this new season is going to last like 5-6 months or whatever, which doesn't seem to be much different except for those 1 new map for each game, or like play type, whatever. And then on top of that, I think Forge or something, or co-op was supposed to be with this season, delayed. So co-op for campaign was still delayed. Forge is still delayed. There's like, what in the world, man? Like, how did you?
All right,
and
over
again,
under.
Supposed to release a year ago from when it did, by the way.
Over under on 15 hours of playtime for me. Over or under on 15 hours.
Put under.
Blue, over under 15 hours.
Definitely under.
I had 14 and a half.
Oof.
Total hours. And the last time I played was November 18th, 2021. And like, I am the biggest Halo stan there was. Like, but I didn't play campaign or anything like that. Just so keep that in mind as well.
I have 42 hours.
That's about, how much would you say is campaign?
Damn,
how much
I have
would you
more
say
hours
is...
than Rob has in that game. Like, that's not good.
I played the campaign for about an hour and a half, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you play the campaign at all, Blue?
I did not play the campaign. No, I was never interested in it.
I just hated the disadvantage I was at controller versus PC, and I was like, what? Why? What am I? And then I was like, what am I playing for? What am I playing this for anymore? You know, like, this obviously isn't for me anymore. Like, it's time to move on. And I moved on.
You know, I was enjoying it.
It's like I'm moving on from the show. I ain't watching the show anymore.
Oh, really? You just given up?
Yeah, I stopped watching episode 2. Like, I started it. Like you said, he never wears his helmet ever, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't care about any of this. Like, this is stupid. I'm not watching this anymore. Okay. And I put on Antique Roadshows.
We do like Antique Roadshows.
I love Antique Roadshows. That is a staple in my house.
I haven't seen episode 3, but yeah, I'm gonna still watch it.
Well, let me know how it is.
I'll probably still watch it. I want to see. I kind of want to see where it goes.
Ugh. I have no desire.
I just have to look at it like, it's just a sci-fi show.
Bad.
Yeah, I just have to.
I just hate where my
drop
beloved
all
franchise is.
Expectations
in all aspects.
Hey man, I made that little tweet thread. You know what I'm saying? Hire me. All right.
Hey, I did. Hey, I even said, make your own IP, dude. You know me.
Hey,
hire me, Blake and Blue. We'll flesh it out with you. I even gave you the name of the alien race.
Yeah,
just my fingers.
Yeah, it was.
I couldn't even die.
It was like the
let me look.
the hitographs or something, or the. Oh yeah, tell me what you told me to name the aliens. I'm like, why? You're like, my fingers worked magic.
Oh, Hytorians.
Yeah,
that's a badass name.
Throw in an S. Historians.
Yeah, but like you could say that with a lot of fucking things. Like throw in a T. Hitorians. What do you mean? Like,
but that's not a word. I'm just saying you took historians. You know, you just.
I was.
That's
why they named that? Then why they named the Hitorians? We got to go into the lore, flesh that out. Let's get some designs going. What do these dudes look like? What do they mean?
Those are the.
Why do they have
the
a little
name,
girl
like,
leading
minor
them?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what?
go. But yeah, so see what Halo 2. But yeah, it's just like I don't know.
So wait, do we see Forge this year? Yes or no?
I hope so.
Yeah,
They've kind of been.
they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Can we see
Classic.
what is how do I see the player numbers
Microsoft
of Halo Infinite?
flagship, by the way. You can't on console, but on Steam right now we're looking.
Yeah, I'm on
at,
Steam. Yeah.
Halo Infinite
bad.
is sitting at 3,700.
What was its top past 24 hours? 37? It
Peak
shows
last
that, right?
24 hour was 7,900. All-time peak when it came out was 272,000. So bit of a.
That's insane, dude.
Which, by the way, it's a free-to-play Halo. You have 3,700 people playing on Steam. Oh, man. Pretty rough.
What are you gonna do
Just getting
besides not play it?
Yeah. Just you got to
What they
adapt,
don't
and the
avoid.
gaming landscape has changed drastically. So we got
Is there
Halo. Speaking of adapting,
Okay, nice.
yeah. Some people have started to wonder and question whether other game developers are going to take note from Software and Elden Ring, and its obvious boom in popularity and fanaticism and culture right now, and the fact that it performs so well. And wouldn't you know it, it was just a game that came out completely ready. The game's there. And From Software also, most of their decisions making the game was for consumers, not profit. They didn't change parts of the game because they're like, oh, well, this will appear to more people or just a wider demographic, make
This will
more
make
money.
more money.
Yeah, they're like, this is the game, this is our vision, and we're going to do it this way. Like even the creator recently talked about, because there's all the things about like easy mode or whatever, and he was just straight up like, yeah, that's cool, but like that's not our vision for the game. Like that's just not the way we see it. And it's like
Japan
okay,
just does it differently, dude. I love Japan.
Japan just does it differently, dude.
Um,
Sometimes
We love you,
look, when it
Japan. If
comes
you're
to game
watching,
design,
keep
when
it
it
up.
comes to game design, undefeated, goated. You make games I want to play. When it comes to network design, we got to work on that, but we'll get there one day,
Yeah.
baby.
they can't have it all, man. You know,
What do you mean network design? What does that mean?
we got Smash, every Switch
like
online.
online.
Yeah,
like
online,
online
okay.
play. Yeah.
Okay.
woof.
Woo!
It can't be.
That is rough, but
Maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle. You know, let's take a little bit. You know, and give a little give and take. Maybe. You know?
well,
Give a
Elden Ring,
little
just give me
bit.
Elden Ring 2. Give me some co-op lobbies.
You have a lot of time on Elden Ring. I was playing yesterday,
Do
and
not
it said,
no, you don't need to talk about my time on Elden Ring.
no, like
Please don't.
it said like recently played. So it says 19 friends who have recently played. Blue has 62 and a half hours recently played, and I think recently played is 2 weeks. Or
Oh fuck! Do you guys want to know how much time I have in Elden Ring?
I have 22 hours. How many do you have?
Okay, so
You already have triple that in these past 2 weeks.
I'm gonna say 171
yeah,
hours.
let's guess how much time
Uh,
when Blue really likes the
how
game.
long how long has the game been out?
It's been out since
A little over a
February?
month.
Yeah,
what? It's like because it was
month and a half.
right before
Well,
Witch Queen.
I'm also
Yeah.
not the kind of guy
Month and a
though
half.
who likes to play new game pluses and stuff like that.
Okay,
Like,
I haven't even started New Game Plus.
Okay,
And I'm
okay.
planning. I'm actually planning on doing a New Game Plus on stream.
okay.
But
Oh, that'd be cool.
so
I
Elden Ring
don't
came at
know,
literally the
150?
perfect time. Oh,
It's
yes, that's a good guess.
I looked, so it doesn't really.
All right, I want to preface
I
this
cheated.
by saying Elden Ring came at literally perfect storm time. Witch Queen was boring. You know, after the raid, there's nothing to do. FF, the patch got delayed, so I don't have my patch 6.1 to fall back on. What else is there to play? Elden Ring. This is in the middle of Blue traveling to visit his significant other. Blue Blue going to get more active, not not moving, not playing games as much. My parents getting a new puppy that I had to occasionally babysit. So a lot of things going on. And so Blue has a lot of time where he doesn't, necessarily want to stream, but he's gonna play some Elden Ring. Perfect storm of a lot of things happening. So your boy in in the perfect storm has spent approximately 171.2 hours on Elden Ring
Get it,
in
son.
the past month and a half.
That's pretty crazy.
This game's awesome.
I think that's more than I have in Destiny 2 on Steam. Let me see.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
No, I have 278 hours on Destiny 2 Steam, yeah.
Darn it.
Close, though. You're coming up on it. Yeah, but see, that's my problem with Elden Ring is I love Elden Ring. Like, it is super fun, and it's awesome, and, like, I'm enjoying the pace I'm going at it in. My issue is just, like, when I know I beat it and I beat the last boss, I'm not going to do New Game Plus. Like, I have no desire to do those things like, at all.
But is that a bad thing? I feel like...
No.
And I think that's totally fine if you want to play that. I feel like so many people... Like, some people are like, wait, so you just, like, play the game and beat it, and that's it? It's like, well, yeah. And I think that's okay for some games. But, like, I think that also plays the best of both worlds, because for some people who enjoyed it so much or so engrossed or still want to play it, they can. But also
Classes,
for, like...
builds, all
But for yourself, yeah, for the most part, like, if you did that and you beat it, you're not missing out. Like, you've played the game and you're not going to miss out because you're not doing New Game Plus.
I unga bunga and I time my circles and I just roll.
Bunga.
Yeah, and I'll get there eventually.
So yeah, I mean, like, because that's the thing is, like, for me personally, I like to look at some games that, like, when I'm looking for a game to play, 9 times out of 10, I'm the person that's like, I want a game that I can just play and progress. And, like, I'm not always looking for story games. Typically, I don't want to do single player story games, just because I want to be able to play something that a little less direction, kind of like sandbox, make of it what I will. I don't want there to be an end, so to speak. But then in, like, a game like Elden Ring, doesn't matter. I'm like, just the journey to the end also is so massive anyway, that, like, just like that, like, by the time I usually get to the end of the game and beat it, I would have put in enough time that, like, I would have any other game if I wanted to. So I'm like, yeah, I got my lion's share. I'm full.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elden Ring is sick.
Very sick.
Game Fox.
So we'll see, because some people also drew some comparisons, because I haven't heard you say anything about it, but the new Lego Star Wars Skywalker saga came out.
Okay,
I've heard a lot about that game, and I actually am really interested to hear what Rob has to say. I saw him streaming it.
Only played the first 3 episodes. I played 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 took me about, like, 7 hours. And I will say this, dude. So it's like this open. It's not open world. But you, like, walk around, like, the worlds and stuff like that, or, like, for example, what's the episode 1? Princess Amidala is, like, from their Naboo or something like. Yeah, so you can, like, walk around Naboo or, like, the Old Republic and, like, walk from mission to mission. It's like, oh, like, we need to go to the Senate to talk to the guy. So instead of you, like, just going from cutscene to cutscene, mission to mission, you actually, like, oh, walk to a taxi, like, get in the taxi, pick Senate, go to the Senate. And, like, while you're in those kind of free roam zones, there's also, like, the little bricks you can get to collect and all that sort of stuff. It's like my Star Wars wet dream, like, it's awesome. But also my wet dream nightmare. Because there is, like, I think 1,168 total bricks to collect.
Go.
Yeah, like, and that's, like, 100%ing the game. And I 100%ed the old Lego Star Wars back when, like, in high school, like, middle school. And also, can I just say, like, I have watched Star Wars countless of times. There is some sort of charm that Lego Star Wars, like, has, and the Lego Star, like, the way they write in it, they have these little jokes. Well, only, like, little things Legos can do, because the world is Legos. So it's like they have these little kind of built-in Lego jokes that just work so well. I'm saying it right now. Give Lego Star Wars a movie. I'm serious. Like, I don't know what it
They
would
did
look
Lego
like.
Batman. They could
Yeah,
do
like,
but
do some sort of Lego Star Wars movie.
that was
and
Warner
I'm
Brothers. They got to get
I'm
Disney on board to license
loves
to make.
Legos. What does
Hey
it?
man,
Yeah, but
I would love to see a Lego Star Wars movie because it cannot get worse.
I mean,
than
I
the
would too.
trilogy.
But think about, they don't license out Star Wars movies. I don't know. I would like this. Like,
They
I
might
like
not
Lego
license
Batman.
out Star Wars movies, but they just give the script out for the entire trilogy to whoever they want. Hi-oh.
It would be so, and like there's just these little jokes. It's just so funny, and it just adds this extra little layer to the stories that like Star Wars has told, and
Well-
it's just the fun pace. It's a ton of fun, and I'm playing 4, 5, and 6 actually later tonight.
I did see one clip that practically just made me want to play the game because Palpatine and Darth Vader or something like arrived in their death ship or whatever in their starter story. They're like coming out in the hangar, they're walking, and then behind them all the like stormtroopers are like lined up, like waiting for command or whatever. And then you have like the fleet officer, and he starts freaking out in the background, running around while Emperor and Vader are just talking to each other. And in the background, you can see all the stormtroopers. Somebody like kind of tips over, and then it starts like the domino, like so like in the background, this fleet officer's like running around trying, and they're just fall. You just see all of the stormtroopers one by one until the very end.
It's
like
hilarious. Boom. It's just like those little like meta jokes are just so awesome.
It's like that's my kind of game.
Well, and it's just like it makes fun of like the terrible Star Wars story it is too. Like from episode 1, it's like Padme meeting Anakin, and she's like, "Oh, you're so like little and cute." And then like episode 2 starts, and he's like, "Hey, Padme," and she's like, "Oh, like Annie, you've grown so much." And then like, and then in episode 3, I'm gonna spoil this. So if you don't want any Lego Star Wars spoil for you, skip now. General Grievous dabs on you. He dabs.
That's all I need.
Like he drops a. It is like full blown dabs in Obi-Wan's face.
Hello there. It's pretty funny.
And then also like I will say this: the gameplay is actually legit. Like you can do cool, crazy combos and stuff like that. The game is incredibly easy. Like let's just get that out of the way. It's a game made for kids. Like it is very easy. There's no difficulty to it at all. So I have seen people go like, it's a little too easy. It's fucking Lego Star Wars. All right, relax, Greg. All right.
But that was in the same vein though as like Elden Ring. It's like this complete game came out. People are really enjoying it, and it's all it needs to be.
There have been like some bugs and stuff. Like the cutscene will start, and like I can move my guys without like the cutscene starting and stuff, but nothing major.
But
game is sick. I plan on beating it. 100%ing it though. We'll see. That is a lot.
Yeah, the last game I 100% was Ghost of Tsushima, and then before that, couldn't even tell.
Not a completionist.
Probably Far Cry 3.
Yeah, I think Infamous Second Son was the last game I really.
Because for me, I think
for
part
whatever
of it,
reason.
Part of it too is like just like that at a certain point where it's like there's 1,100 bricks. I'm like, all right, you lost me. But if they're like there's 100, I'm like, oh, that's kind of doable. Maybe I can try that.
Yeah,
but then it's like
1,168.
Yeah, if I like finish the story and they're like, you have a third of 1,200, you have like 400. I'm like, eh.
Well, and then it like shows you like at the end of episode 1, I had like 50% of like completion of it. And then like episode 2 was like 32%, and then like episode 3 was like 20%. So it's a sweet ass game though. So I'm really excited about it. If Elden Ring didn't come out, it would be my game of the year by far. Anything else we want to touch on?
I saw Craig Robinson at a comedy club yesterday.
Oh.
That's Hot Tub Time Machine, The Office,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious. Big fan of him.
I will say he was the least interesting part of the show.
Oh,
It was a little disappointing.
were
well,
the openers like?
Yeah, openers
good?
killed it.
That's great.
Well, that was because it's like what the fudge is it called?
I've been to comedy shows before too. I've actually, in my experiences, the openers always managed to win me over more so than the actual headliner.
Well, it's because his part of it, like the last hour when he came out, wasn't bad. It just wasn't comedy. He like performed, but it was so like he was at the whatever the fudge comedy store, and it's sold as like, you know, in-person comedy acts and stuff.
And it's pretty intimate comedy store. It's like what, maybe 60, 50 people in the crowd, like something like that.
If you had like, there's like a small upper balcony, it's probably like 100 people or something. But the openers came out great. The guy right before him, I can't remember his name. I just remember his last name was Dix, D-I-X, because there's plenty of jokes about that.
You love a good dick joke?
Yeah, of course.
You do stand.
But it was so good. And I was like, perfect. He perfectly warmed up for Craig.
And then Pee Pee Poo Poo came out.
and then Craig Robinson comes out, and it was essentially an hour of karaoke sing-along. Pretty much what it was. He just played on his piano literally for an hour. Yeah.
That's a long set.
He never stopped playing the piano, and it was just like you guys think I sing a lot. Just imagine he just bounces around from songs for an hour.
Yeah, dude, and like I'm gonna be honest, like I said, like music, someone playing music in a setting that is very intimate, that is super uncomfortable.
Although it wasn't, but I mean the difference here was it wasn't like, and he was joking around. It was upbeat things, and he was trying to get everyone to sing along and stuff. But that's what it was for an hour, the whole thing. And I was like, when are we getting to like the
tell
some jokes, bitch?
Yeah, I think I laughed like once during Craig Robinson's set.
And what was it like a?
Yeah, I was gonna. But I'm sitting here like, I feel like I've been swindled.
Yeah,
like that's just it. It's like if I had
known,
known,
it as like a piano thing.
No,
like
if I had known, like he performed, it was a show, but it wasn't a comedy.
Were you
show.
like, why is this piano on the stage? Like, what?
Well, I thought he'd do like a little bit or add it in, but no, he just played the piano for an hour.
Like he's Bo Burnham or something?
Yeah. So, yeah, it was just disappointing because like before, everyone was hilarious, laughing, it was great, and then Craig Robinson fell kind of short, which was a bit of a bummer. It also kind of felt
comedy.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of felt like he's like, hey, I'm the people know about, and I can pretty much do whatever I want, and get away with it, and everyone else before me was funny. They did the hard work.
Would you feel like? Did you feel
sit here and
your opinion was the opinion of the crowd as well, or would you say you were in the minority? Was everybody seeming to have a good time?
Plenty of people were participating, and I have to imagine me along with some other people were like,
did you go with Claire?
Yeah.
She enjoy it?
Yeah, she did.
She liked the piano thing?
She thought it was okay, but it was kind of the same thing. Like that's not what we were expecting.
Yeah.
And so, I have to imagine other people in the audience were. It was just more like, is this it? We just kind of thought there'd be like a stand-up act kind of thing. But overall, it was hilarious, and I would go back for sure.
That's good. Maybe Cindy and I will meet you down there one day. I wonder if a dude who I like, he became a really big fan of. His name's, I think it's like, no, it's not. No, I'll have to figure out. It's like Ian something. He's hilarious, but he was like the opener. Ian Edwards. He has like a soccer podcast. It like turns out he's like this really big soccer fan, but he opened for somebody that I saw in LA. I forget. See, I even forget who the headliner was that we saw in LA, but he opened for them, and he was so funny. He's like one of the comedians that like I still follow to this day, and he actually became like pretty decently big. Like got to the point where he was like on Joe Rogan before COVID and all that shit. He's really, really funny, and I like his soccer podcast. Like I think it's like soccer comedy. It's like comedians watching soccer or something like that. Is like soccer comic rant, all things comedy. Yeah, he's dope. Big fan of his. He was like that was my first comedy show, and I'm always like, like I like watching comedy, but like being in person and having the pressure of like having to think somebody's funny and like ha ha ha, like audible laughing, you know.
Well, so that's why
that dude came out and just like killed it.
That's why I hated the music part though, is it's like it wants everybody to sing along. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I'm not the guy you want in a crowd that needs a lot of participation, all right?
Yeah. I'm not in a choir.
I'm the perfect bystander effect when it comes to crowd engagement. Like somebody else will engage. Like that's
you don't clap?
That's just not me. I clap. But then stuff like that, or like, you know, everybody sing or say this, or I'm just kind of
one time in high school, I went to a singing church, and that was very, very interesting. Because like everybody was singing but me, and like it was weird.
That sounds like. But overall, yeah, just go to more comedy stuff. It was really fun. Not that I get out much.
Speaking of comedy stuff.
Well, there's two things Blue wanted to touch on. The first one, do you want to do the Jada comment?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know about.
I don't know if you guys saw that Jada comment, but
no, I didn't.
Okay, so I would like to preface that last week I did defend Will Smith and Jada pretty hard, and a lot of people didn't like that. To which I respond,
I'm gonna be
that sucks for you.
I didn't even look. I didn't even want
to. I didn't even.
However,
I'm like, you can have your opinions.
However, this week I cannot defend them. Because holy shit, dude,
she had a
the bar was low. So Jada Pinkett Smith responds. She lets everyone know. She says to some, I don't know, the Hollywood Reporter or something. I don't even know who it was. She says, I wish he didn't do that. And I was like, oh, she's going to say physical violence is never good. She said, I'm not a woman who needs protecting. And I was like, oh, Jada.
I saw. Okay, so like I will say I saw that. But then I just saw it like with Jada and Will like taking a picture, and it was just like text above them. I wasn't gonna take that as like I look at anything now and like I just said fake. That is fake news. You know.
I don't know if it was or not, but I saw it and I was like, damn.
So if that is,
I could see that happening.
Well, I think the weirdest thing though, I think it just paints more light in the picture. Like there was I did see this one because it was just on Reddit. Like I don't know when it was, some time ago, but it like resurfaced. But it was like some IG live feed thing Jada did with Will in their house or something. But if you watch it, it just kind of shows the relationship. It's just not a healthy one. So like I hope the best for him. But yeah, I think that's just part of it. Is they're just in a really complicated, messy. And then on top of that, everything is aired out. Like it's.
I don't think Will should be kicked out of the academy, all that stuff though. Like or give his word back. I think that's a crock of shit. Like I think as long as he apologizes to Chris Rock and stuff, whatever, let him stay.
Hey, he joins the list.
I don't think it's that deep.
He joins the list of what, like 3 others?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Bill
I don't
Cosby,
think it's that
Jeffrey
deep.
Epstein, and
yeah, and some other fucking freak. Like I like to say he's like that's awful. Like that is not cool. Like, well, that is where I draw the line.
I think the point and the reason he did it is
was
because
to be like I atone. Like,
well, that and it's just like what he did. The whole point was it was disrespectful to the event. Everyone out like he
took
marred
away
the
from
entire
people's winnings.
Right.
Like it wasn't talking about like like the Death movie one. Yeah. See, I don't even remember the name of the movie. Kodo.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's part of it. Is just like it was an affront. Not even necessarily the fact that he did what he like specifically he did what he did. It's just that what he ended up doing was disrespectful to his peers, and like you're supposed to be held at a higher standard, or whatever. If you're in this blah 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 blah. So, yeah.
Well, anyways,
just a weird comment, but pretty funny.
Sometimes it'd be that way. Second thing I wanted to talk about.
Speaking of
my
funny.
April Fool's post got a lot of traction that I didn't expect. I did
Exposed us,
a
dude. What did you
Yeah,
expect?
it was
I
an
exposed
expose.
everyone. I did a my experience with the dream team. And it was everyone was like, oh my god, oh no. People in the comments were like, "Ah,
People are gonna
the
know
way I
us.
saw this tweet immediately and had to click
Yeah,
it.
dude. Like it's April 1st. Like you knew what you like. You
And
had
I was like, I mean, to be fair, I posted it pretty late April 1st, but I did that because I was like, all right, all the big April Fool jokes are gone. Time to do one more bait. And
Oh, they
so I
think
did
it's
it was
done with.
so I did a hug and smell tier list of the dream team. It wasn't really a tier list. It was more like here's what I think everyone smells like, and also here's how good they hug. The main dream team, very kind too, except for Fruit. I did say straight up, but again, Mr. Fruit has admitted this. This man can sneak a protein fart, and to him, he thinks, well, it didn't smell that bad. That's cap. They're potent.
I'm
They're
used to my
dangerous.
scent, bro. My
He's a
brand.
great hug man, though. Very muscular. He could kill me. On a scale of 1 to could kill me, definite 9 out of 10 hug.
Would never.
Rob smells like cats. Very nice. Very
That's
nice. And
could be
also a pretty
worse.
gentle hugger. He's very gentle, but as we found out, it's because he not really into hugs. And I respect that.
It's not that like I'm not like into hugs. I'm just not like like let me
Yeah, you're not about it. You're
Bring it
you're not
in.
about the hug life.
let me put like unless like I truly like love the person. Like I love you guys. So like I'll put like everything into those. But like if it's like I don't know, Meemaw the second or something like that, it's like all right, like but I don't know, like I don't know, COVID's kind of made me weird though.
That's totally fair.
But like and then
I
also
got
like
you,
maybe
yeah.
when I go to events and stuff, like I haven't hugged in a while. So maybe that is also
I'm
why
out of
I have this
practice,
weird yeah, I'm out of the flow of, what goes into that.
So I had to ask, as a little mini Q&A, what are some of the most memorable smells and or hugs from the dream team you remember?
I would definitely say the first hug I had with you was definitely memorable because it was just
Yeah.
like an accumulation of just accumulation, or I don't know what I'm looking for. There's just everything from like first meeting in the PlayStation 4 party and having all that success on YouTube and stuff like that, and then just being
Oh, it was
still a
the
normal
LA
guy.
one.
Yeah, just still being like just a normal guy, and also having to be like, this is Frank. Like
We hugged for a good long time at
yeah,
the LA
yeah.
one.
So, I mean, I love hugging you guys because like you guys are like my friends, and like I truly like care for you guys. So all the hugs feel good with you guys. Smell. See, I don't like hug and go.
You don't really yeah.
Like I don't give like a big like I don't know how you guys smell. Blues, you smell like laundry detergent.
Fuck
like
yeah.
like from what
Some
I
good
like,
shit.
that's what I think of.
Some good shit.
Christian just smells like, but that's not a bad. Like he just smells like human. Like I don't think he
That's
smells
what I
like
said. He's got a
anything
very
necessarily.
neutral
Yeah, he's
smell.
just human. If like that,
Thanks, man.
Clean human. You
yeah.
like that.
And then me, it depends. Like if I smell like it depends on like where I'm going. Like if I know I'm gonna be around people, I'll make sure I have deodorant on and like a
See, I'll say like
spray.
the first time I smelled you, you smelled nice little cologne. But like as like especially Fruit Summit, as like we just started hang around and get a little more
Oh yeah,
comfortable. He's a
stoner.
cat hair man. We like that.
Yeah, you just whatever stoner smell is.
There's definitely a little waft of Mary J. I will say,
Little smidge,
I
maybe.
thought of you yesterday. Parking garage, I exit, and there's people tokening up in the car like next to us. And when I just smell weed, it's like Rob.
I don't toke in the car though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
That's
when I like
bad.
smell weed, it was just
Okay.
reeked of weed, and I was like,
You're like,
Rob.
oh, there's Rob.
Yeah.
I hope he's out there smoking somewhere.
Just like smells give you something, and
Yeah, I get that.
it's not a bad thing.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's a great thing.
And if I
I'd rather
hated you, it'd be a
I'd rather
bad thing.
have
Like,
that than like, oh, I smelled tequila the other day and thought of you, Rob, as you love tequila. And I'm like, what?
what?
Like you guys are while you're at my intervention, We used to record every day. And then you started drinking tequila.
It all changed.
Wouldn't stop drinking.
Then you drink Dos Equis.
I don't always drink, but when I do.
When I have alcoholism.
Yeah, no, the first hug, or one of the most memorable hugs, two of them. One was Arios's when I first met him.
Dude.
And this was back like 2014. This is before I was even doing Mr. Fruit. This is the first PAX South. Went to meet him. And he especially then just wore the baggiest clothing he could possibly wear. Like, just like for a dude who, like, let's say he normally wears like a large, he would just walk around with like 3XL. Just, I don't know why. Maybe he's comfortable. But so I didn't know what to expect. But when I hugged him, it hurt because he's so chiseled. I was
he's
like, Jesus.
chiseled,
I was like,
dude.
Jesus Christ, Arios.
Like, why do you wear such? You could probably like turn the waterworks on for this room if you just wore form.
I think that's why he knows what would happen if he didn't.
He has to hide. He's like Superman.
Well, and the reason I'd always kind of had an inkling, I think I talked about, was he wore some baggy sweatpants, but you could still see those cheeks in the sweatpants, and that's when he kind of was like, dang, like, okay, if that's showing through, dude's chiseled. And then the second one would be when I first met you, which was like that 2016 PAX South, whenever that one was. Yeah, I hugged you, and I think we talked about whatever, but you had like some certain Axe clone or something, but it was magical.
Oh yeah, everyone would not stop talking about how good I smelled, and I was like, "Hey, am I okay? Like, am I? What do you guys think about me?"
It's like
and I think I remember asking, I was like, "Hey," I remember asking, I was like, "So what was your first impression of me, guys?" And they were like,
"You smell great."
Good. And I was like, "Damn it!"
It's a lot worse impressions, you know.
That's true.
If that's your first impression, I think you're doing fine.
Do we want to move on to some Patreon questions?
Let's get it, gamer.
Finier has a question. Says, have y'all ever been bit by a dog? Recently got bit by one in Boston, and it was traumatizing. No, but I have been attacked by a cat before, and like that was fucking. I mean, okay, so I use attack very lightly too. Like wasn't like wow, but like her name was Minnie, and she would like chase me up the stairs. Like as soon as I like wouldn't make eye contact with her anymore, and like start walking to my room, she chased me and like swipe at me at the stairs. It was
Run.
like oh for real, like I'd be like this, and as soon as it got to here, she like would like start coming for me. And that's why like I kept a like a golf club at like the top of the stairs. No, just so like kind of like a little kind of keep her in between. Like I would never like hurt an animal, but like just please like just stay away from me. Cause fuck, dude. If a cat wants to hurt you, it'll hurt you. And then one time my cat Sam back in the day, I was trying to hold him. This was totally on accident, and this was not his fault. But it just makes me think of it. I was holding him like this, and I dropped him, and like he was trying to like grab onto something, and he had his claws out, and as he was falling, he cut my lip with his claw as he was falling, and like it cut my lip like in half.
I've never been bit by random dogs, but my own dogs. My family dog growing up, Brady, he was this pretty big Maltese.
Great dog.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't know if I mentioned before, in his later years, we eventually had to put him down because of brain tumor. But so for like the year leading up to when we had to put him down, what happened was that tumor was getting bigger and bigger, and it was pressing on a certain part of his brain. And so at random times, like he would just straight up go Cujo. And he would never do it before. And like it was literally like that. It wasn't him. It was just this brain tumor, and then he would just kind of lose it. And I mean, like animal, like like straight up, like I'm wrestling this thing to the ground. Yeah, it was only he was only 15, 16 pounds. But my God, when he's in full and you're also trying to not get bit and trying to like handle him, you would just essentially just have to smother him in a giant blanket if you could. Ethan, my younger brother, would make it worse because he'd be too afraid to get close, and so he too would take a thing, but he took a broom, and you should see that broom, man. That broom lost. Like he would kind of put the broom, like try, and then just completely destroy the broom. So I got bit by him a couple times, but only ever when he was kind of in that state. And then I've gotten bit by really only Appa. Olive's never really bit me, but that's when I'm trying to break up them fighting, and then I catch a stray.
Catching strays out here.
Yeah, it's like, bro, calm down. And unfortunately, Appa doesn't know how to regulate himself. It takes him a little while to cool down, so he's still like, let me at him, let me go. But that's it for me.
I think the only time I've ever had like gotten blood drawn from a dog bite was my old family Chihuahua, Chloe. Absolute monster. Very food aggressive, and we tried everything to get her to not be food aggressive. Man, we could not get anything to work. So when she would like find something that she should not be eating, and we had to get it away from her, right? Because like, okay, like if you eat this, you're gonna get sick. Wow. Could that dog bite the fuck out of you? Yeah. I had some blood drawn from that dog a couple times. Man, could she fucking murder you? And it was only because it makes it worse because like I literally need to get this from you or you're going to get sick. Because she would love to bring things in that just would clearly be like, you can't eat that feather. That bird feather, you cannot eat that. I have to take it from you. But it was hers.
What I do.
It was hers, and like you try to take it from her, she would bite the shit out of you. So that's the only time I ever really had blood drawn from a dog. That shit hurts. Dog bites are terrifying, especially little dog bites. They hurt because they're centralized. Very precision accuracy dog bite. Like big dogs, that probably suck balls too. But like small dogs, it's like they go for like fingers, they go for toes, you know, and like those are the parts of me that I find to be the least I don't want that to get bitten.
Well, so. Claire was telling me, I guess this was like kind of recent. There was this like dog sitter. And these people were like going out of town, but they had like a pit bull and a German Shepherd or something. And so they wanted to just like let the dogs be introduced to her while they were there and stuff before they left. So they just kind of knew her scent. It was all good. So like a week before, she went over, hung out with them for like a couple hours, met the dogs, reacquainted, went through the whole thing, knew what she had to do. So the next week, she comes over. Once the family's gone, the first day or whatever, opens the door, and before she can close the door or do anything, they grab her and just drag her into the house. There's like footage of it or something somewhere. They had like security thing. It just straight up looks like a horror film apparently. Just like gets dragged into the house, and then gets dragged like kind of in like the middle of like the living room. I think
I saw this on like Good Morning America, I think.
And they sat there and just started ripping her face apart. Both
I saw
the pit bull and German
like
Shepherd.
The crime scene photo, and it
and so
bad.
It was a good thing.
I can't believe that woman survived.
It was a good thing she didn't end up closing the door because the only reason anyone came was the alarm went off and nothing stopped it. So the police showed up, and it took apparently the police like 20 to 30 minutes to get to the girl because they saw them, but they couldn't get past the dogs. And she was only like 30 feet into the house. And yeah, they say when they got there, like I think she had like 10% of blood left or something. Yeah, like she had no face essentially.
Yeah,
her whole body.
It reminds me a lot of the woman who got attacked by the chimpanzee almost, all those years ago.
And so she had like almost
really sad.
Her entire body like regrafted, and but that's just like some of the
strong-willed woman right there.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, dogs, especially pit bulls. I know people
It's
are like,
so-
oh, pit bulls aren't
yeah.
bad, but it's instinctual. And you need a really good owner. And even then, sometimes all it takes is
Pit bulls, especially. Well, it's so hard because like people are like I agree that pit bulls are amazing dogs, and like a good pit bull, like a pit bull's like the litmus test on how to raise a dog. Like if you're a good
Absolutely.
owner,
good.
pit bulls are probably like just absolutely harmless babies. But if you're a bad owner, man, can you tell? And because my mom had family members straight up attacked by pit bulls before and like actually mauled and have scars in their bodies, right? She's like, okay, this isn't a pit bull thing. This is like a dog thing. Like, never, if a dog is just on its own and is wandering around, never approach a dog.
What's
Never
the
approach a
dog doing?
random dog. Never approach a stray dog. Like, you never know what the dog's
I
temperament.
approach stray kitties. But some
Stay
stray
away
kitties
from
are smart though. There's a reason
Kitties
why they're stray.
Kitties are
They
not
don't
as
let you come
durable as
near.
dogs.
They don't let you
Dogs
come
are
near
tanks.
them.
Yeah, dogs can and will fuck you up. Cats
That's
a
how
little more, you know, they're not as tanky, you know, they're glass cannon DPSs.
Yeah, their defense.
That's how
Pretty
you know
well.
like a good stray from a bad stray. Sydney will try and walk up to the stray and it'll start running away. And she goes, honey, it doesn't have a home. I'm like, and it doesn't want one. Like, that's why it didn't come up
Yeah.
to you. Like,
And it's like, hey, I
So-
enjoy my
I'm like,
food.
more often than not, it's like happy to be out and like doesn't want you to come near it.
So you got to remember dogs, especially big dogs, the tanks are straight up threats. And like it's unfortunate cuz like even like cuz people talk about how unfair it is that like daycares and like
Yeah, like a
You
few
know,
bad
like,
apples, like
onboarding for vet is, but it's like that's the reality is like because how dependent the temperament of a dangerous dog is on, you know, like dependent on the owner. Like they can't like, it's just such a wild card, so it's hard. It just sucks.
Well,
it just sucks.
And part of the problem, especially, I mean, there's a reason it's usually pit bulls because it's in their nature. They were bred to fight insane like bulls and whatnot.
well,
So I think what people just fail to realize is like, and it's happened. You can train certain dogs perfectly, but all it takes is one. The problem too is like, you know, with my corgi, let's say there's one moment they snap. It's a lot easier to make sure nothing happens, or not, like nothing serious is gonna happen. But like if one moment a pit bull, you know, snaps in that one moment, it's a lot different when they get a chance. And so it's like, yeah, you could play it perfectly. And I'm not against people owning pit. Like I'm not saying one way or the other. But the reality of the situation too is we're trying to stop hundreds upon hundreds of years of conditioning, essentially. And so sometimes it's tough.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's like you have to. I don't think anything's wrong with pit bulls. I think pit bulls are amazing. I love pit bulls.
Never put your dog in a
raise a good
situation where
you can't trust your dog too much.
right.
For me personally,
Just always
I don't
be
think you
safe.
can trust any dog too much. Like when people, like dogs are family, right? But like, I'm not gonna let Boomy like just walk out leashless. That dude
No.
will go find a million birds to kill, and he's not coming back. Right? So like when I'm like, oh, but you should let your dogs off you should let your dogs off their harness. And it's like, shut up, Susan. There's still animals that rely on us. And like even like, you know, when people are like just letting their dogs walk out leashless, it's like, hey, you are still responsible for what that dog does. I know they're family, but you are responsible. And that's the same thing with pit bulls.
Can I have a hot take here?
Oppa
And it's
still
not about-
thinks
and it's more so about just dogs in general. Okay. Can we just stop bringing dogs in public places? Like a grocery store or like the dispensary.
well, I mean,
or like
the only people that
can we
should be
bring him
doing
into
that
Petco's? Like, don't bring him into your off. Like, I don't get it.
the only people
Like,
that
I
should be
just-
doing that anywhere, they should be support
like if
dogs.
they're like seeing eye dog or like care like dogs that genuinely like help and dogs with a job. Like I don't get why people just like I'm bringing my dog into the grocery
And if
store
you're gonna
today.
bring
Like,
them, don't bring them like, oh, we're gonna have a walk at Ross,
oh, I hate it.
bro. Bring them. Stop. Like
it's become the norm in my town.
Their family, I get it.
I see them everywhere.
You have to take care of your dog, which also means being mindful of people around you. Who people in public are allergic to dogs. Can't be just bringing them everywhere.
Oh, he's okay. He's not gonna. But yeah, I don't want your dog sniffing on me and licking me. All right, I don't want that.
Dog. All right, get that shit together. And if you're gonna, and I'm not saying leave your dog in your car because that's equally irresponsible. You dumb fuck. Don't leave your dog in the car when it's hot. But like, if you're gonna bring them in, like,
make
sure they're carried. Have like a little Chihuahua purse. I fucking love seeing small dogs and little Chihuahuas at like anywhere. That's great. But don't be like, yeah, I'm gonna bring my 100-pound golden retriever into Walmart.
Yeah, get away from me.
Oh, is that your service dog? No, he just wanted to go for a walk.
No,
Jerry,
that's
what that means.
Get out of here.
Probably shouldn't bring him into Walmart.
All right. Glad to know I'm not alone on that. Okay, let's move on to the next question. We'll be here forever. Whittle goes, how's the gym going? Got inspired by you guys and have been going about 3 months, 5 times a week. Well, don't let what I'm about to tell you derail you because I haven't been going for the past month. So.
That's right. Ebb and flow. Happens. Don't beat yourself up.
I'm trying to find a time to go.
I'm getting back into a groove. I always go and do something. But the way I've tried to see it too is like, even if I only go and do cardio, or even if it's only a little bit of this, like, it's still something. And the problem I would do too is if I go and then I don't get a good workout, or I go and I don't do anything, or just a little bit of cardio, I would beat myself up. But in reality, like, okay, if I went, maybe I didn't get a good thing, but I still went. I still did X amount of cardio, even if I didn't. Or maybe I did weights, but I only got through like a third of it. Problem was I was always beat myself down, but now it's like, we got another day. We got plenty of days. Stay at it. And so now I'm starting to finally get back into a groove, and it's going well. And then on top of that, eating right. And yeah, I'm down 15 pounds right now. So,
oh boy.
And you can tell this man looks absolutely cut.
You look good.
Damn, bitch.
Where'd you find this?
I know you just incorporated jump rope. You said earlier.
Working out's a lot less important to me than diet. If I skip like a week of working out, okay, oh well. For me, the thing I've learned is diet. If you're gonna skip, like, if you're gonna mess up on something, make sure it's not your diet.
Yeah.
I've messed up. There's days I don't go.
That's hard to do. I could never.
It's so hard, but I also don't want to be fat. So like, the gym's nice. Gym's nice for getting some muscle and, keeping yourself
good
active.
Sweat, yeah, good sweat.
Very important. But I am still there's time. I'm not saying I never mess up my diet, but like, and it's not like I'm like have a strict diet, right? Like, I still have a nice good Taco Bell every now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
that's the way to do it, I think.
But like, most of my meals are like trying to be
mindful.
Maybe have a couple mangoes for lunch. Maybe have a nice healthy choice steamer. Those things bang.
Yeah.
And then for dinner, I'm absolutely going to rip into some fucking Taco Bell. But like,
that's the way to do it. Like, because then like you'll hate yourself if you just go hard on a diet. You'll hate yourself. You'll hate everything. You won't want to do anything else. And then you'll have one day where you fucking snap, and then you just will eat, and then. Yeah. That's why, like, I'm doing this thing where, like, I'm trying to eat oats. So, like, we have, like, these overnight oats for, like, I'm trying to eat for lunch, and then I'm just trying to eat one meal a day for dinner. But also just trying to have, like, something where I'm eating that it's, like, actually nutritious for me. So, I'm gonna follow your suit, Blue. Let me.
You don't need to. You're in. Maybe you're not in the shape you want to be, but I'm actually out of shape. So.
Okay, so this next question is for you, Blue, from Kairani. Says, since my last question for Froome, Rob, Blue, I know you said you stay away from the game, but been wanting to get into Final Fantasy for a while now, but I'm not sure about it. Should I just get it on Steam and do it that way? Is it easier through the website? Also, long shot. But anyone ever heard of an MMO called AEON from 10 years ago or something like that? It was really fun until it went pay to win.
You can come back to FF because now the servers aren't absolutely massively clogged as like on Endwalker launch. I will say, look at them cheeks, boy. Look at that. Look at them cheeks. He's caked the fuck up, boy. He's
Damn,
caked the
boy.
fuck up. God damn. But you can come back to FF. I wouldn't do it through Steam. I would highly recommend just getting it directly through the website. It's there's a long process no matter what you do to get FF. So yeah, just good luck. Just do it through the website. It's much easier. It's a lot easier to mod your game too. It's a lot easier to mod your game if you do just do it directly to the website. A fucking Aeon, I heard about it. It looked cool. It looked like a weeb game, and I wasn't a weeb back then, so I avoided it. Yeah, that's about it.
Sonny Tater says, game devs are always looking for the new thing, mechanic, gimmick, etc. What do you think or hope it will be for the next thing? I think having games have their own economy, like CSGO does. I know I say that every time, but I think that is something. If Call of Duty figures that out, I think it would be really big.
I think for me, the biggest thing is accessible VR. As far as like the next like step for gaming, I think is definitely like affordable, easy to get into VR. Like that would be tight because I would love to see more VR games. Beyond that, I don't know. I think FromSoft devs making a good online network have Elden Ring lobbies. That would be the next greatest thing, better than sliced bread for me.
I don't know.
You don't know, Mr. Fruit?
No, I mean it's
League
kind
of
of.
Legends skins.
I think part of it too is I don't know. I feel like whatever it might be is something we
Yeah.
don't have much of yet, or don't even know of. Yeah, so
I would like my games to file my taxes for me.
be great. TurboTax who? I haven't really got much. I don't know.
Okay. Next question from Crazy Yogi. Do you have a specific bug you hate or even are scared of?
Fucking cockroaches.
Every single one.
Dude.
Every single one.
I actually have I've tried to get over this innate fear of cockroaches.
Oh, I hate cockroaches, Blue.
I
That's why I
fucking
love
hate
living in this state.
And it's like I don't see cockroaches for like months to years at a time because shout out the power of pesticide. But man, when I do see one, oh my fucking god, dude. My day is ruined. I'm stressed out. I have anxiety for the rest of the day. I fucking hate them. It wouldn't be so bad if they weren't such fat little fast
they're
fuckers.
gross. They're
gross. Fast. That's the worst part. They're fast. They can get under anything. And, I'm gonna throw up. And I hate them. And I've killed so many. I've killed so many cockroaches in my life, but I can never muster I'll kill one and they'll be like, ew, ew, I just killed a cockroach. Ew. Like that, I turn into a baby. All right, dude, I fucking hate them. I hate them so much.
There's 50 common species of cockroaches in most states. There's only 5 in Colorado, however, though. So very lucky.
I just hate gnats. They're not really here, but
fruit flies too.
Whenever I visited in Georgia, gnats don't hurt you. I almost wish they would though, because then and we're just a little bit bigger. But instead, they're so tiny, you can never get rid of them.
And you don't know where they come from.
And
they can come from anywhere.
What are they?
I don't know. But they die everywhere too. You always got dead gnats on you everywhere. and then they're just always in your ears.
I also hate
Getting your eye.
skeeters. Well, I don't like no skaters.
Get mosquitoes out of here. Where's the skeeter?
Hey, Chris, I swear to God, dude, I have not seen a mosquito since the day of your wedding. Like, I swear, like
They were all there, dude. It's bizarre. I'd like never seen mosquitoes in Colorado before our wedding, and then it's like, okay, well, somebody invited them from out of state. I swear, it's like,
so funny.
so dumb.
I also hate. I mean, we don't have them here, but cicadas, I think they're called. Those seem like really annoying. Like, because it's like, time to go to bed here in rural bumfuck nowhere. Like some crazy ass like sound. Nope.
I'll be honest, it's kind of relaxing.
You like it?
Like in Georgia, yeah, you just keep the windows down or whatever, and then at night you just hear the sounds of the forest. I don't know, it's kind of not bad.
Blemish says, I don't take credit for this, but is lasagna just spaghetti cake?
Not really. Not spaghetti.
But what would that?
It's not made out of noodles.
Spaghetti's just crushed cake. That's what you're saying in this comparison.
I can normally buy into them pretty easily. This one.
Oh no, they're saying the noodle is like the cake.
No, I know.
Not the front. Like, yeah.
Nah.
I don't hate it. Depends on how high I am. I'll allow it. Treyborn asking, okay, so this was about Moon Knight. Says that someone who hasn't played Destiny 2 since Curse of Osiris would now be a good time to get back into it.
Oh, sorry, lads. What was the first question?
I don't know. Probably not anymore now that Witch Queen raid is all kind of over and stuff, but it's probably a lull point now in Destiny.
It's
at least.
Very fun for 2 weeks, and then you're going to move on.
Well, how long had they said they hadn't played?
Curse of Osiris.
Oh, then they got plenty of stuff to do. Yeah. I think you'd have fun.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You have, I mean,
you haven't played.
You would have more if they didn't have the content. Well, but
4 years.
But you don't have Forsaken. No, it's not worth it.
We'll ask 3 more questions here.
Yeah, goodness Forsaken. Unlucky.
Sloposaurus says, does it benefit y'all if we watch the 7-Star podcast on YouTube or listen to it on a preferred podcast app? Any support is support, dude.
No, doesn't matter.
But
we prefer 8-star.
I prefer the podcast app because I make more money off the podcast apps.
Crystal asked, just moved into my own place by my lonesome for the first time. What are some must-haves in a new apartment? Google Chromecast. I think that is
pots and pans.
Okay.
A rice cooker. Fucking love rice.
Dude. Hey, I'm rice with cooker. You. I'm a big rice guy lately.
Get a good rice cooker, baby.
I got there's like these steamed buns at King Soopers. I don't know if you've ever seen them, Christian. It's like in the like where the pot stickers and that are. There's like these steamed buns. They're so good. You should try them. I'll send you a picture of them.
Well, I think I know what you're talking about. We didn't really like them.
Oh, they're like, it has like the red kind of filling and like, you didn't like them?
Well, because we went to H Mart and found ones that were way better.
Oh, really? Can you send me a picture?
I'm a big steamed, but yeah.
I'm a big steamed bun rice guy now. It's a great dinner.
Steamed buns?
I remember being a kid watching Pokemon going like, man, I wish that food was real. Like
we found steamed pork buns, some good ones at H Mart.
What is H Mart? Is that like a specific kind of like store that sells that, or
I forget what exactly it stands for.
Or like certain style of market.
But it's Asian grocery store. Started in Atlanta in like the 80s or something, but now it's a chain around the country, and that's where you'll find any kind of Eastern. Like they have Japanese, Korean, Chinese.
I need to go there. I'm actually probably gonna go there today after picking Willow up, or before picking her up.
Do you guys have an H Mart there?
I'm sure we're right next to a college. There has to be some sort of Asian marketplace by us.
I'm looking.
I would think.
I mean, probably it's pretty big now. Let's see. In Colorado.
Yeah, because I love, like, when Blue said rice cooker, I was like, oh, rice sounds so, like, I could eat that every day. I could
eat white rice with a little bit of butter, literally all 3 meals.
Do you like yours a little bit more sticky, Blue, or how do you prefer your white rice?
I'm good with pretty much all forms of white rice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not picky. If it's a little, I mean, it's naturally going to be a little sticky if you cook it correctly. Shout out rice cookers. So even if it's like really dry fucking white rice, I'll still shred that shit.
I love some good rice.
So
I've been starting to get, like, if I go to Panda, which is very rarely, I've been starting to instead of getting the fried rice, I get the white rice.
Dude, white rice is the actual crack cocaine. I love that shit.
I had a cousin back in the day who loved white rice but ate ketchup with it. Very, very white and weird thing to do.
That's actually not that white. Because
it's not?
No, Japan apparently loves ketchup. So
really?
I wouldn't doubt it if some dudes in Japan were like, yo, I'm just going to put... Because, I mean, omu rice, they put ketchup on it. And they'll put that over just like some white rice sometimes. So
I always kind of took ketchup as like the very normie condiment, you know, like
for some reason Japan's all about ketchup. So
interesting. Do you find
I wouldn't be surprised. I imagine someone out there in Japan for breakfast probably does like their breakfast probably like white rice, an egg in the white rice, and then they probably like throw a little ketchup on it. Probably, I wouldn't doubt that.
I don't think there's one near you.
That's okay.
I think there's only
Ricardo
3
the Heart
in Colorado.
With the last question, says, "What is your guys' ideal burrito?"
That's hard. That's not hard at all.
Hot take.
Not hard at all.
Burrito bowl these days. You know, I don't prefer the tortilla anymore.
You don't even get tortilla on the side?
Mm-mm.
What?
It just fills me up too much. And I can't enjoy the good stuff.
Dude, call me crazy. I get double tortilla when I get burritos nowadays.
I get double wrap, so.
That's fair.
I love a tortilla, dude.
Tortilla.
Cindy and I had these fajitas
the common
yesterday.
thing, me and Rob just fucking love carbs, baby. That shit is so good.
Well, I think the difference too is if I had more tortillas that like Blue probably has down there.
True.
That's true.
I have very normie.
But like the best tortillas we get are like Chipotle. So
we do have.
If I got some nice like fresh flour ones.
I need to go to King Soopers just for like the bullshit snacks, and then go to like a Mexican marketplace and get like proper tortillas and meat and stuff like that, and then go to like my Asian marketplace and go and get like my steamed buns, my rice. I need to start doing that.
I am sure you guys could find a Mexican market.
That's what I'm gonna say. Oh no, there is one by us for sure, and it is great.
Well, let's look.
I'm gonna start doing that.
The funny thing is, H Mart actually has some little like Spanish section too, and has a lot of stuff you can't find anywhere else either.
Yeah, but like it's totally not like the places like Blue has or my grandma has. I remember being like with my grandma, and she'd take us to like a Colombian marketplace, and there'd be dudes like cutting chickens' heads off like while we're there, and she'd be like, you know, like classic ass shit, and my little grandma walking us through there, man. Like it was asking me if I want like some like candy and stuff like that, and I'm not a big fan of Colombian candy in the slightest. Hope you're doing well, Fia. She's up there now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some around us too, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's like best part about going down for PAX South is always those fresh flour tortillas, man.
Them breakfast tacos, baby.
You know it's a good tortilla too when the tortillas sides aren't a perfect circle. Like when there's like some that are like kind of You know, that's how you like. That's a fresh ass tortilla that I'm about to eat.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
I still, to this day, my favorite quote, possibly of all time from anyone I've ever met, is when we were in. It was the first year you guys met me, and we went to mi tierras, and
It's so good.
still the first fucking thing I hear is Claire over your shoulder is like, oh my god, this place is just like Coco. And I'm just like, man, oh, that was so wholesome, but I'm
like
never gonna
Coco.
forget that line.
That's really funny.
Shout out Claire.
We
It
don't
was a
have
wholesome
anything like
moment.
that.
Yeah, we stand.
We don't have any authentic. Like that's the one thing around us.
That's not true. You guys, no, I mean, this is all like, I'm joking, but
Relative.
you guys have that one boozy Mexican place near your house.
You talking about Fuzzies?
No,
Or
there is
Hacienda?
Well, I have near me. What the fuck is his name?
You took
well,
us there.
It's not
for the first
Hacienda,
time.
is it? No, that's Fuzzies. Fuzzies is not.
Oh yeah, you talking about Fuzzies? I think you might be talking. Is that where Sammy ordered like the chicken fingers and mac and cheese?
Yeah,
That
that's
is
Fuzzies.
not.
Fuzzies.
That's a very normie.
Wasn't the worst.
Corporate.
Wasn't the worst Mexican joint I've been to, but like as soon as I walked in,
It's
and I
also
saw
not
the
authentic.
margaritas, $5. I was like, oh, okay, so it's that.
I mean, that's why you go there. Like that's.
Yeah, people
you're
don't
not
go there
there
for
for the
the
food.
food is secondary. I just need.
I mean,
my
I'm pretty sure
margarita.
Fuzzies was made from like it's mainly like college town kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
There's like 3 here.
But like we don't have any good authentic like Mexican restaurants. And there's one. They're all chains, and then they're all just meh.
Heron's
I'm sure you
restaurant's
guys
pretty
probably
good.
I'm sure you guys probably have some Mexican joint there. The problem is,
It's not near
are
me.
you brave enough to enter it?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not near you, but next time if you're ever in that area, dude, try Heron's place out, dude. It's
I
good.
don't know.
It, like,
I mean, I tried it back in like high school. I guess it's been a
The
while.
it's a
thing
long
is,
time ago.
You
though,
have
dude.
to walk. If you walk into it and you as a safe white neighborhood go to it and don't feel a little bit threatened, then it's not a good Mexican place.
That's what I'm saying. There's none of those.
There's no. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, here's my things with Heron's place. So like, every restaurant that's ever been in that location, Christian, failed. Every single one that was ever there failed.
This is a
But
weird location.
now it's still there. It's still there.
by
Like
Arby's.
Yeah, by the Arby's. Yeah, but it's so good. Like if you really like, if you're ever in that area and someone's like, "Let's go eat," try it out.
Why would I ever go back to
Give
that
it a
town?
shot. Give it a
I
shot.
don't know why you're ever in that
Hey,
area.
you know, you guys have Torchies too. Torchies is not that bad.
Torchies
is
is
good.
pretty okay.
Wait, do you have Torchies down there, Christian?
There's one. Well, ironically, we moved away as soon as it came in, but in Denver.
Torchies,
But it does
Torchies is
deliver.
not bad. Not a bad pick.
Hey,
I like
we have
Torchies.
they had this chicken and waffle taco last month, and it was fire.
And you lost me, but I respect your opinion.
Like
Chicken and waffle taco? You don't like chicken and waffles?
literally in the wide area of DoorDash, the only Mexican restaurant to order from is ironically really close to my house, and some called like Los Tamales or something, and it's kind of like a chain, and it's garbage tier, bro, and it's rated like 4.7, and it's just no one knows better, and that's what I probably
that's
would have
true.
said it was good before I went to Texas, but
You were
it ruined it.
spoiled by
ruined
San
it.
Antonio.
That's what I'm saying.
We
I came back
are-
and I'm
we-
like, bro,
what's happening here?
yeah, it's like it's set a bar that nothing has even come close to.
I mean, to be fair, like the only other place you're gonna get San Antonio quality Mexican food is like California, which is unfortunate.
probably the closest
You were
thing.
very spoiled.
The closest thing, especially like breakfast taco wise, would probably be Santiago's. They're pretty good, but
I
it's
ruined
still
you.
not.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so wait,
That's
ideal
awesome.
burritos. So your burrito
ideal
bowl.
burrito. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the original question.
Okay, call me crazy, dude. I love a good. Okay, so there's a place called Big City Burrito here, and they have these like potato burritos,
I do like
and
those.
they are
yeah.
so good.
Although, after I went in to order from them, it kind of just marred the experience.
Well, yeah, it's very gross in there. There's a reason.
Flies everywhere.
Yeah,
like this can't
that's
be
part
passed
of
in
it, though.
sanitation.
It doesn't. It gets like a beat every time.
Every time I kind of take a bite and something tastes a little weird, I'm like, I love
it. It's
man.
so good.
It's very much like does anyone work here aside from these college students who don't really care about this place because it looks like it smells like it.
And there's a line out the door.
But gosh darn it, yeah, the potato burritos, they're pretty good.
All right, Blue, what's your perfect burrito?
Class, you know what? I still fuck hard with Chipotle. I love Chipotle.
And what's your
If I move away from San Antonio, I know I'll still have some Chipotle, you know what I mean?
If people your Chipotle order.
Don't care. The ideal Chipotle order for me, all right. Yo, the new Pollo Asado, really good from Chipotle, by the way. I will say. Pollo Asado, great. If you like chicken, you want proper seasoned chicken, Pollo Asado, pretty solid.
I do like Chipotle.
Which, by the way, we need to go back to Pollo Asados. That place was, I still love that. Oh, God tier place. The chicken, oh my God.
Yeah,
it
the
fell
chicken
off.
was... But isn't it only open at like some weird times or something?
That place is so busy. It's like Franklin's in Austin type. That's like our Franklin's in San Antonio, except it's a chicken joint.
It looked very much
so busy.
It looked like we were rolling up on Los Pollos Hermanos. And I imagine it tasted just like it from the show. It was so good.
It's Pollo Asados, the classic, the original Pollo Asados.
And it felt like their menu was just like Pollo Asados, and that's all I needed, you know.
Yeah, that was it. It's all
we got some other stuff, but like, come on.
But like, you're here for the chicken, baby. And yeah, sometimes they're so busy. They're like, yeah, we ran out of chicken for the week, so we have to close.
Yeah, sometimes they're just closed for like a couple days or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes they're.
But it's good.
Okay, I'm getting so lost talking about Mexican food. My Chipotle order, double wrap burrito. I'm probably gonna get that for lunch because now I really want a burrito. You got the fajita veggies. You got the
let's start from the thing. Okay, we'll start with white rice, brown rice. What do we get?
Got some. I do like the white cilantro rice. That shit is good.
Boom.
Brown rice is fine, but like the white rice, I fuck so heavy with white rice.
All right, we go with meat.
Meats. We're gonna get chicken. The new Pollo Asado, really, really good from Chipotle. Throw that shit in there. Next up,
any queso on this, sir?
No. I used to get queso, but like I just get normal cheese now because sometimes, like with queso, especially like if they don't know how to wrap it with queso, they are going to fuck up the burrito, and I can't put that in their hands.
Any salsas or veggies for you today, sir?
Salsas. I always get pico de gallo. For Chipotle, it's known as fresh tomato salsa. Great onions, tomato, cilantro. Put that shit in every burrito. And then if I'm feeling spicy and unhealthy, I'll put some sour cream in it. Okay. Always. Don't use that fucking Tabasco shit, even though Tabasco is pretty good with it. You gotta use Tapatio, baby. The classic. Gotta put it, unless I have some Melinda's, I'll put the Melinda's. But usually with burritos, I want a little more watery hot sauce so it goes down the burrito.
Sir, would you like me to mix this up before I wrap it?
Shut the fuck up and mix that shit up right fucking now, dude.
Mixing it up.
All right, that's it. How dare you ask me that question? You better mix that shit.
And that's why people listen to the podcast. And now that's the Stan's got the BlueWestlo burrito early.
You guys are welcome.
All right, well, that'll do it for the podcast today. You guys can find me everywhere at twitch.tv/Chipotle Blue Orders.
Hey guys, you guys can find me everywhere at Mr. Fruit Plays.
Pog. You can find me.
Mr. Fruit, give me your burrito bowl real quick. What do you get?
Oh, I mean, it's I typed out for it's the use. We got brown rice. We got black beans. We got chicken.
Forgot the black beans, that too.
Sometimes double chicken. You know, depends on how I'm feeling. Pico. A little bit of hot. They're Rojo.
Mm-hmm. They got heavy hands sometimes with the hot.
That's why I say a little red, because even sometimes I'm like, sheesh. Little sour cream. Just it's usually like boop. That's all I need. Helps with the consistency of the bowl.
Keep it all together, yeah.
That's right. Some cheese, lettuce, and then you know what it's about. Give me that vinaigrette dressing side. Baba. Put like 3/4 of that in the bowl. Put the lid on. Shake it. Bada bing, bada boom.
You got lunch.
That's my bowl.
And that's where
lunch,
people
baby.
can find you at Chipotle.
Or meat eaters.
Preferably.
Yeah, tasty.
Or pollos asados, or fideos, or
Anything that's nice.
really just come down to San Antonio. You want food. Just come down. You have great Mexican food.
You do. Yeah, that'll be it. We'll see you guys next week. If we don't, what the fudge?
Oh, by the way, this next week we will have Kitten. That'll be the first Kitten podcast.
The new member.
Yeah, and this is his safe haven zone as my office. So
You're the safe young one.
Except it's
We
kinda
will see you guys next week. Adios.